Before you know it, summer will be here. Well, summer in the northern hemisphere, which means hopefully a summer update for GTA Online at the conclusion of the current Dripocalypse. We still have a few cars to come out, as well as the last dose or final dose missions for Drug Wars. I'm guessing Rockstar is going to have a summer update. Seriously doubt it'll be a huge update, but maybe, just maybe, a decent update. Now, I have an idea for what I would like to see in the summer update. At first, this was going to be basically a summer 2023 wish list, but thanks to Riley's help, she kind of bounced some ideas back and forth with me when I was coming up with this video. I've decided to simply just call it Smugglers Run 2 Ideas, because Rockstar's already improved the payouts for hangar cells, so that's a good first step. But there's definitely a few more things they could do with a hypothetical summer update. First off, more quality of life improvements, the better. Rebalance, nerf most of the PvP vehicles. Rockstar talked about how they were going to do that, but so far they've only rebalanced the broomstick, aka the Mark II oppressor. Hopefully they intend on doing the same with a few other vehicles. And Riley and I did do a video about that some time ago. Remove the orbital cannon. In my opinion, the orbital cannon cannot be nerfed. It cannot be fixed. The best solution for the orbital cannon is to simply remove it and reimburse anyone that purchased it $900,000. That's an easy enough solution, in my opinion, when it comes to the orbital cannon. Along with most updates, we expect there to be some new vehicles, new cars, especially for dripping, all the way into, say, September, October, around the 10-year anniversary of GTA Online. Perhaps some new clothing, maybe a new weapon or two would be nice. Obviously, we should be getting more cars with the next update. That's to be expected. The game is called Grand Theft Auto after all. But now we're going to take to the skies, which makes up the main theme of this video regarding what I'm calling Smugglers Run 2. The ability for us to finally purchase a second hangar. A lot of pilots have been wanting this for quite some time because they've maxed out their hangar and hangar storage space, and it would be nice if we had the ability to own more aircraft. What better way to do that than allow players to purchase a second hangar? Similar to more properties, more garage space. We just recently got that 50-car garage that we could purchase for additional 50 cars. The easy solution here is to just allow players to own up to 2 hangars in GTA Online instead of 1. That way, players could have a hangar hypothetically in LSIA and then another hangar up north at Fort Z. Or if you just prefer flying around the city, you could have 2 hangars at LSIA and 2 hangars at Fort Z, depending on which way you wish to go with that. Me personally, I like the idea of having 1 hangar in the south at LSIA and then another hangar in the north at Fort Z. And I think that's what most pilots would do if they had the ability to own up to 2 hangars. Along with additional hangar space, something that's been neglected for quite a while now is new, exciting, fun aircraft. And going back and reworking older aircraft, buffing, nerfing here and there, in order to make dogfighting and air-to-air combat a lot more fun. A missed opportunity for a fun dogfighting type fighter jet is the Besra. It was introduced in the flight school update a long time ago. And it's a training jet. It doesn't have any weapons on it. At the very least, I would like a Mark II version of the Besra, which would have some basic guns. Not explosive ammo, but just some basic guns. That would be fun for dogfighting against other jets or helicopters, and some other cosmetics, liveries, along with stat upgrades to improve handling, speed, etc., armor, and countermeasures. Countermeasures is going to be a big theme of Smugglers Run 2, not just for personal aircraft, but also for all the other aircraft in the game, be it planes, helicopters, jets, especially civilian helicopters, planes, and jets. I would very much like to see a new attack helicopter. Now, there's a variety of different options out there that could end up being quite interesting choices for attack helicopters in GTA Online, but we also have helicopters in the game that are in desperate need of a buff. The Annihilator Stealth could use a buff. The Valkyrie could use a buff as well, and perhaps most of the helicopters could use some improvements here or there, especially since we have the railgun now in the game, which is pretty much a helicopter killer. While I would like to see the attack helicopters buffed a little bit more, along with countermeasures added to the attack and civilian helicopters for obvious defensive purposes, on the flip side, I want to see a bit of a nerf done to both the laser and Hydra, or I guess you could say correctly, a rebalancing. The explosive cannon is fun. I love using the explosive cannon on both the laser and the Hydra. However, it is OP as hell, and I think that the cannons for both the Hydra and the laser need to be nerfed. Either similar to the B-11 Strike Force, aka the A-10, even though the A-10's gun should be more burr-like, similar to its real-life counterpart, or just simply remove the explosive abilities for the laser Hydra cannons altogether. But I prefer a happy medium, somewhere in the middle, where it's not as OP, but maybe it's similar to the Strike Force, and perhaps buff the Strike Force cannon so it has that more brrr, effect to it, similar to, once again, the A-10 Warthog in real life, because it's not meant to be a dogfighter. It's meant to be a tank killer. It's meant to do air-to-ground combat, which is what the B-11 Strike Force should be. Now, going back to the laser Hydra, yeah, I want the cannon nerfed a bit, but on the flip side, I would like to see countermeasures added to both the laser as well as the Hydra. I think that it's important to add more defensive capabilities to all the aircraft in the game. A few weeks ago, Riley was playing through Ballad of Gay Tony over on her channel, and she was very impressed with the buzzard in GTA 4 Ballad of Gay Tony. And I think that what Rockstar should do, and this may be a video that she does eventually, is give us a Buzzard Mark II based on the abilities of that Buzzard. For the record, I absolutely love the Buzzard. It is a workhorse of GTA Online ever since the launch of the game. And the Sparrow has become very handy, so I like to use the Sparrow in tandem with the Buzzard. But I still have a special place in my heart for the Buzzard, and I would love an upgraded, improved version of the Buzzard based on what it can do in GTA 4 Ballad of Gay Tony, along with, yes, you guessed it, countermeasures. Taking inspiration from the GTA trilogy, specifically Vice City as well as San Andreas, I would love to see Rockstar add the RC Baron biplane as well as the RC Goblin helicopter to the game via the hangar for us to be able to use, similar to the RC Bandito, the RC Tank. A few of the bombers also need some improvements here and there. Once again, credit to Riley. Buff the Volato, similar to the way it is in Act 3 of Doomsday Heist. Add more bombs for the Alkonost. And I would like the ability to actually make the wings work properly so that when you have it in the right angle, the Alkonost can fly faster. But the Alkonost absolutely should be able to carry more bombs, especially since they're smaller aircraft that can carry way more bombs at the moment than the Alkonost. That really doesn't make sense. But then again, this is Rockstar. And finally, more armor for the Bombushka. Now let's talk about some new fighter jets added to the game. I would like to at least see one new attack helicopter. I would love to see an upgraded version of the Bestra as well as the Buzzard, but it would be nice if we had some newer toys to fly around in, and I don't really expect these to be cheap. I would like to see a version of the F-14 Tomcat, along with a Vito version of the F-35, which would be, I think, the F-35B. And since I love using this fighter jet so much in Ace Combat, the Su-47. And as a fun bonus at the end of the video, why not add my infamous War Duster? If we ever got such an update, what would you like to see added? What improvements would you like to see made via buffs, nerfs, quality of life improvements? What type of aircraft would you like? Fighter jets, attack helicopters, etc. Feel free and let us know below in the comments section.